And welcome back to America's Voice Live. Dave Sussman here, and we are delighted to welcome back David Harris Jr., the author, speaker, host of the David J. Harris Jr. Show. And you can find David at davidharrisjr.com. David, how are you today after this incredible weekend? And I guess just months and months of breaking news. It seems like it's every day now, doesn't it?
It definitely does, Dave. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Great. So first of all, I wanted to get your perspective. Obviously, anybody that considered themselves a patriotic American stood up and applauded the Trump administration's success over the weekend in getting Al-Baghdadi. But we saw a whole bunch of response from the left, especially in the media this weekend, that were questioning the process. We even had the Washington Post that changed the headline and, called him an austere scholar. What's your reaction to, I think you and I would have stood up and applauded President Obama when he got bin Laden. What are we seeing from the left right now?
We absolutely, I think, would have. Any patriotic American should be thankful, grateful, and happy that a leader of any terrorist organization has been taken out, has been sent to meet his maker. So to see the mainstream news outlets like WAPO, I think Bloomberg even put out a piece basically making light of Al-Baghdadi. It's disgusting is really what it is. And it supports the fact that the president has said again and again that the mainstream media, the majority of them, obviously you got you guys and there's a few of us out there that do this, but the majority, unfortunately, of the left-leaning mainstream media is the enemy of the people. There's no explanation. There's nothing to say whatsoever for trying to paint a terrorist that would behead people and children and sell girls into sex trafficking. The guy was a monster. He was evil. And every person that has anything good in their heart should be able to say thank you to this president and to this administration and to the men and women that put their uniforms on every day to support this country. So it's pretty unnerving. But that's kind of the state of our country right now. And I think it is largely in part because of these left-leaning mainstream media and these news outlets that continue to try to do whatever they can to paint this president in a negative light, even to go so far as to paint a terrorist murderer in a good light, to make light of it. It's disgusting, but that's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, we saw a tremendous amount of hand-wringing and anger on the right when President Barack Obama, what many people considered prematurely, pulled us out of Iraq. A lot of people don't know this, but Al-Baghdadi was actually one of the many prisoners that were released during that decision by Barack Obama, and he went on to create ISIS. We don't seem to hear any of that out of the news right now, but what we are hearing is a tremendous amount of consternation and hand-wringing by the left, the media, and never Trumpers about the Syria policy. Is what Trump doing right now, especially as we can see that he still has forces on the ground to take out folks like al-Baghdadi, does it show that what his decision is that it is in fact working?
Well, one of the things that I really appreciate about this president is that he doesn't share all the details. He doesn't say, I'm going to draw a red line in the sand. He doesn't say, we're going to come at him from this direction, that direction. He doesn't spill the beans as far as tactical strategies like past presidents have. He just gets the job done. And I think that's what Americans should appreciate. It's what I appreciate about this president is the results. He's continually getting results. It obviously shows that he knows what he's doing. He pulled out the troops in Syria, and then 2 weeks later, he takes out the head of ISIS. And he leaves the Democrats just leaning in the wing, going, what's going on? Well, they're too busy, trying to pin the tail on the donkey of impeachment and just get this president out to actually do anything for the American people. Meanwhile, this president continues to do so much for not only the American people, but for the world. It was a great day for the world to hear that al-Baghdadi had been taken out, and everybody should be celebrating.
Well, we know that a lot of people are celebrating this, and we can know that because we can turn on CNN and MSNBC, and the first 10 minutes of their breaking news today has pivoted back to impeachment. They don't want to talk about the success in Syria. And so we had a federal judge that essentially stated that the impeachment can move forward now, that it is legal. What are you seeing right now regarding this Star Chamber under Adam Schiff? What is going to end up happening here? It will eventually go public. Will the American people learn what is going on behind the scenes of this fraudulent quid pro quo that they're pushing to impeach this president?
No, I don't think we will find out because the Democrats don't have anything to show. That's why they're hiding everything that they say is of value. You know, Schiff went on for over a year and a half talking about the mountain of evidence that he had seen, physically seen, when it came to the Russia collusion story. Where did all that go? Where was that mountain of evidence? Nothing ever came of it. Then it quickly turned into Ukraine. Now it's turned into this mess. It's the same blank slate pages of nothingness that Schiff continues to push out. And all it is a smokescreen. I really believe that what we're going to start to see with AG Barr, with that investigation that's now criminal investigation, I really believe it's a smokescreen to try to divert the American people's attention away from what is about to be exposed. I believe a lot of people are about to be exposed. And hopefully that's what Americans are paying attention to, because that's what's really going to be important to see the swamp truly drained. There are people that are in our Justice departments and the FBI, the CIA, that did not have America's best interest in mind, that broke the rule of law in trying to survey American citizens, and they need to be held accountable. And everything Schiff's doing, I believe it's going to amount to nothing, a big fat nothing burger, just more wasted time from the American people of what's really, truly important with this country.
In our last minute here, you think Comey, Clapper, Brennan, the folks that you're referring to, Page and Strzok, you think they're nervous right now with this criminal investigation?
I believe they are absolutely nervous. I believe that's why they've lawyered up. They know what they've done. And, you know, we've got something called due process in this country. So what we want to see is that process actually take place. And then if they've done something, which I personally believe that they have, but once the process has gone through fruition and run its course, we want to see those people held accountable. But I believe they should be very, very nervous. I saw the clip where Clapper was talking about on Anderson Cooper's show that he had just learned that he was under investigation, and he couldn't even look in the camera. He was looking down and to the left the whole time, which suggests that he's very nervous, suggests that he's trying to hide something. I believe they're all very, very nervous right now, and I believe that they should be.
Yeah. His voice was quivering. I mean, that's a great clip. His voice was absolutely quivering. So David Harris Jr., author, speaker, host of the David J. Harris Jr. Show. Find him at davidharrisjr.com and follow him on Facebook and Twitter as well. You got some great social media out there, my friend. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to having you back on again real soon. And we'll be back right away after the break. Don't go away, folks. We've got a lot more news coming up at America's Voice Live.